Trudeau's looking to turn the maple leaf on Canada's flag into a communist hammer and sickle, which shouldn't be a surprise since he's a longtime admirer of China and having totalitarian control over your people. Listen.
There's a level of admiration I actually have for China because their basic dictatorship is allowing them to actually turn their economy around on a dime.
Well, now Justin is getting his chance to play dictator. His administration has not hid their contempt for the protests going on in Ottawa. Since late last month, truckers have turned the city into a parking lot for their big rigs as they demand the return of their freedom stolen away by Trudeau. But instead of talking or sympathizing with them, Canada's Prime Minister has decided to go after them. Trudeau is bullied into action by a fearful Joe Biden, who was worried this freedom display would make its way south of the border. So he convinced Justin to turn up the heat on his own people.
The federal government has invoked the Emergencies Act to supplement provincial and territorial capacity to address the blockades and occupations. The police will be given more tools to restore order in places where public assemblies can constitute illegal and dangerous activities. These tools include strengthening their ability to impose fines or imprisonment.
Sounds a little extreme for dealing with some truckers who simply turned off their engines. This act that he just used was created for events like natural disasters, civil unrest, and war. You know, real emergencies. It had never been invoked by the Canadian government until now. Think about that. Nothing during the war on terror or the pandemic or the BLM riots last year. Never once did they play the Emergencies Act card. But this week, it's being used to squash political opponents. This is a level of crackdown that would make even Xi Jinping jealous. And Canada isn't just forcing these truckers out of the capital. They're going after their bank accounts, too. Watch.
We are directing Canadian financial institutions to review their relationships with anyone involved in the illegal blockades and report to the RCMP or CSIS. As of today, a bank or other financial service provider will be able to immediately freeze or suspend an account without a court order.
Is this Canada or Cuba? They can freeze your money in your bank account if they think you're supporting civil disobedience and you can't say anything about that or do anything? This is the straight up Soviet Union playbook. I mean, no one's wallet's safe at this point, and it's already started. Reuters just reported that TD Bank froze 2 personal accounts containing over $1 million that was deposited to support the protesters. So they'll take your hard-earned cash, disperse it how they see fit, and then say, you're no better than a terrorist.
We are broadening the scope of Canada's anti-money laundering and terrorist financing rules so that they cover crowdfunding platforms and the payment service providers they use.